Hi, I'm James and welcome back to Bespoke Airsoft. This time we're looking at a little bit deeper into the Krytac series. We do really well with these Krytacs, you seem to love them as well. I myself have got a Krytac, this is my personal gun, I use the LMG. They all pretty much function the same, apart from the LMG having a slightly different external look, as well as a box mag that fitted on there as well. So we're going to go into performance standard, performance afterwards, what I've found running it in its standard state, and then what I did afterwards to try and improve on a little bit of accuracy, because I was having a few flyers here and there. Nothing too drastic, but just me being picky, I just wanted a little bit more accuracy out of the Krytac. So we're going to delve into that. We're also going to delve into the box magazine and how that works. We've had quite a few questions on the operation of that, how reliable it is, and what design they've used in the box mag. We're also going to show you how to upgrade your barrel and hop. It's very straightforward, so stay tuned just after this short introduction here, and then we'll get straight into it. Welcome back. Now we're going to get straight into it. Now, Krytac. We stock all the new Krytac products, all the Mark IIs, including the LMGs, the LVOAs, we have them all here. Unfortunately the LMGs are out of stock at the moment, but they should be back in stock within the next couple of weeks. This seemed to be the most popular one on the website, as you can see here, it just does look a quality piece of kit. Now, I will never force any type of brand or manufacturer on anybody or recommend it unless I'm happy to run it myself. Now, this speaks volumes because I bought one of these, we had them in, I absolutely loved it. I thought, you know what, I need one of these when I go out in the field, and I love doing the support role. I haven't done it for a while. I used to run an M249, but with this it just makes it so much easier. It's familiar being an AR platform, which I'm used to. It's got the fully ambidextrous controls on the fire selector, just on the fire selector, sorry, not on the mag release. And then you've got the key mod front end there as well. So you've got plenty of tactical capability with the Krytac series. The one thing I do wish that they give in the LMG, the box with the LMGs, which they do with other models, are some rail segments. They come in with the SPRs, the CRBs and the PDWs, as well as the LVOA series, but they don't put anything in the box as far as I'm aware with the LMG series. So it's not a massive issue, but absolutely love these Krytacs. Are doing really well, really high quality. There's no flex in the bodies whatsoever. You've got tons of battery space in the back with the Krytac style stocks, and the performance is there straight out of the box as well. We've had a few customers that have bought these and they're running them on 11.1 LiPo as a standard. They're getting on really well with them. Although the manufacturers say it's okay, we always say that 11.1 LiPo will put more stress on the gearbox and the internals, and will increase the amount of wear that's going to be happening over time, because the gearbox is just going to be turning over a lot faster. But we took this out. The first game we used this at was at the jail. Now, if you haven't been to the jail or you don't know anything about it, just search the jail events on Google, check them out, go give them a visit. They've got an absolutely cracking site. Try and get some video up here of when we went there and I was using this. Unfortunately, the jail was a semi-auto site only, and when I took this out with the box mag, there was a few comments like, you're not going to be doing very well because you can't use full auto, to which I pointed out it's got the semi-auto capability as well. So what feature that is great for, if you're running a support gun, you go up to a building, you know, all sites now run a full auto indoors, as far as I'm aware, so you can use full auto with your mini-me's and GPMGs and what have you, but as soon as you get up to a building you're pretty much useless, you can't use it indoors. So you'd be running a sidearm. Now, the great aspect with the LMG is you've got the firepower there, you've got the box mag to back it up, and then when you're going into a doorway, flick it onto semi and you can clear rooms with it just as easy. It is a bit bulky, so it's not really built for CQB, but it does give you that capability straight out of the box. Now, with the first batch of Krytacs LMGs, we were doing the free ammo inserts, so they were coming with deactivated 5.56 rounds, which you can attach in the box magazine. Fortunately, those have all gone now. We'll be looking to do it on the next batch if we can. And what it does, it just adds that extra realism there, because it basically adds like a feed of deactivated 5.56 rounds, and it makes it look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more awesome in my opinion. So I had a great day with it at the jail. Getting a bit sidetracked there. Absolutely, performance was outstanding, the range was absolutely brilliant. The hop's easy to adjust and it has that clicker system, so you know when you're getting that positive adjustment on your hop unit. The only bugbear for me, running like, you know, fully upgraded guns for a very long time, is I thought the accuracy could be a little bit better. So what I opted to do after that game was put a slightly more tight bore barrel in there. So you can see I've ran a Mad Ball 6.03 barrel right to the end of the flash hider, because I want as much barrel space as I can possibly get. It didn't really bump the power up too much at all, if at all. But as you'll see, I'll try and overlay some video when we went to visit Shokanor the weekend just gone. I was engaging people at distances of 50, 60 metres, maybe a little bit more. I was having to lob the shots in, but they were some distance away, and the snipers were having a go. A friend of mine, Ryan, was running his sniper. He was having a bit of trouble just because they were in cover, where I could just sit there with the trigger down, lob the shots in, and as you'll see, if I've captured it on the Mobius, I had really good results, so I was actually starting to annoy a few people, but that's what it's built for. So we were playing games, I was rushing up to the barricades, and as soon as the enemy was advancing forward, I was just flicking it to full auto, putting some rounds down, keeping the heads down, and it was allowing our guys to get round the back and to carry out the objective that we had. So I'll overlay some video over there as I'm talking, and you'll see that although it's not going to be like, you know, your accuracy out of your DMRs and your snipers, you're still going to get that spread at a longer distance, but it is a lot better than the standard barrel. The standard barrels in these aren't bad barrels at all, but like I say, I was just going after that little bit more accuracy than it comes out of the box. Now, we've had a lot of questions on these about the box magazines, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get the camera set up. We're going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to show you about the box magazines. In fact, what we'll do first is I'll show you about how to change your hop. It's dead simple. So we'll get the camera switch round and just stay with us, and we'll get that sorted for you now. So we've got the Krytac on the bench now, and this is the same as all the other Krytac models. What you're going to need is a 2.5 millimeter Allen key, and then just remove the front screw from the front there, and then you're going to need to use something. I'm just going to use this Allen key and a little hammer, and then we're just going to knock the front pin out. There we go. Pull your pin out, and then you'll see it releases the upper and the lower receiver. And then all you want to do, you haven't got to pull any kind of charging handles to get them over the lug at the back of the gearbox. You just want to pull the two halves apart. Set your lower to one side, and then when you've got your upper, again it's the same for all the other Krytac series M4s, LMGs, LVOAs. Just pull your hop unit out the back. Now what you'll see here is, because I've already upgraded the barrel, it's already fitted there. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn the hop to the off position, so we're going to turn it clockwise, and then we're just going to pull the C-clip off the bottom of the hop unit. So you're just going to pull that down, set that to one side, and you're just going to pull that spring out of the way as well. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull slightly on the barrel, and then just slightly turn. It's better if you do this upside down. The barrel and hop out, set your hop to one side, and then you've got your barrel and your hot rubber. They come with good hot rubbers fitted as standard, but if you do want to switch out to something like I don't know, a 9-ball or Fireflies or whatever your desired hot rubber is, pop them on there. So you take your new barrel or your old barrel, your new parts, get them together. The hot rubbers always line up with a little slot at the bottom, and they have a little fin on the inside of the rubber that sits in that, and you've got it in there. Just make sure it's all seated properly. Then what you want to do, it's adjusted from the top there, so we're going to turn that upside down so the slot is pointing upwards, and then we're just going to push that back into the hop unit, and then we're going to reattach the C-clip. Make sure it's all seated. Actually twisted it a little bit there, it's not a problem, just take your C-clip back off. line it up. Pop your C-clip on there. Just make sure it's all clipped into place. Which it is. Then we're going to pop the spring just back inside the hop unit there, so that's all done. Then all you want to do is you want to look down the barrel, applying the hop, and just make sure it's centered, and just adjust it if you need to, so that's perfectly centered there. Then all you're going to do is pop your barrel and hop unit back into the gun. The hop unit does sometimes get caught on the disc cover there, but just maneuver it round and push it in, and then you should get it to a point where it just springs back. That's all good to go. So this is the first upgrade I recommend doing to the Krytac. It doesn't really need it out of the box, but if you are looking for that extra bit of performance and accuracy, just pop your barrel out, put your new barrel, new hop rubber if you want to. I kind of like the Krytac rubbers. It seems to perform perfectly well for what I'm using it for. And then all we're going to do is just reverse the process and just slide the upper back onto the lower receiver. Make sure it's all seated, and then what we're going to do, we're just going to push down. We're just going to push down on the receiver. Just move the camera there for you. Push down on the receiver just to make sure it's seated, and then we're going to pop that pin back in. Sometimes you will have to give these a bit of a love tap. Spin it round. Screw on there as well. 2.5mm Allen key, and just make sure it's tight. Sorted. So we're going to get that switched out with a box mag. I'm going to show you how to take it apart and maintain, making sure nothing's getting jammed. I've had no issues with the box mag so far. It's been performing absolutely brilliantly. The only one bugbear I've got is because I run round and I don't really treat my guns with the best respect when in games, because you know you're running about, you're bashing it bits here, there and everywhere. Although I don't go wrapping it round trees, is the screws on the box mag just seem to catch the lower receiver slightly, so you will just get some bits of some silver marks there on the bottom of the mag well. But let's get this switched out with the box mag, and we'll get right into it. Right, so we've got the box mag on the bench. Now what you want to do, you'll have to do is to fit the 9V battery in anyway, is you just want to take the side off. All you do is get a flathead screwdriver on that tab there, twist it up, the side will come off. Now what I've done ahead is I've just loosened all the screws on the box mag. I'm just going to zoom this in a little bit more so you can see. I've loosened all the screws already, and I'm going to go through and show you the two-part consistent feature on this box mag as well. Now, with various manufacturers and different types of support guns, they're not the most reliable out there. They use like a plastic cog system. They've got the tiny motors. When I was running my 249, the only way I could make it a reliable feed was to wire the motor in the box mag directly to the motor contacts of the gearbox, and then when I was pulling the trigger it was feeding the box mag, and that's what made it a little bit more reliable. Now they've took a little bit of a different approach with this. So as you remove the top cover here, you just loosen all the screws and pop it off there. You'll see that what they've done is they've took an M4 high cap magazine, fitted it central into the box magazine, and then they've got this really chunky nice motor on this. It's high quality, and then you've got basically a button that you can press to wind the box mag, or you've got a wheel as well, which is a direct feed onto the wheel. So you've basically got a normal M4 high cap magazine that they've got this nice spring system to keep it nice and tight, and the motor connects directly to that wheel, turning the wheel, which feeds the rounds up into the gun. Now the only reason I can think they've took this approach is to make it more reliable. Like I say, they've used a good quality motor, the wiring's not bad. You run it on a 9V battery, but it would be very easy to convert this to run like a small 7.4 LiPo, which is probably going to last you a little bit longer, and it's going to be rechargeable. So it has a 2-compartment system on this box mag. So you fill it in through the top here. Now That can get a little bit annoying, because if you do run the deactivated rounds like I do to make it look a little bit more realistic, you open the top cover and it slots into that. Now if you run out mid-game, not that I have done yet, you've basically got to take the top cover, take this off, and then remove the box magazine to fill it. You can't fill it like say a 249 box magazine. You can't fill it that easy, but it's not a massive issue. You've got 3,500 rounds to play with. So you fill it in the top here. The BBs feed down into this top chamber, and then on the case you've got a little lever here which has an arrow and it says open, and what you'll see on the opposite side, it's got basically like a door system, so it rotates it, and that system sits in this cutout here. So when you push that lever to push it open, it spins the fins and it opens up this cavity. So what you do is you fill the complete top section of the box magazine. It is a bit tedious. Obviously you fill it in the top there and you have to keep angling it to get them all to fill here. Once you've filled that, you press the lever and it lets all the BBs drop down into this second chamber. Now I think why they've done this is because with the M4 high cap that they've used, the feeder for the rounds to drop in is just like any other high cap, so it's about halfway up the magazine. So if they'd originally put all the BBs down here, these would just sit here and not get fed at all. So you fill the top section, you open up the door, keep opening the door till this is full, and then you'll find the lever, you can feel it sitting on the BBs as you open and close it. Once that's full, you fill this whole top section again, and then you've got your 3,500 rounds. So then what you do is you use it in game, you keep winding it to feed the BBs up. Once that top section is empty, what you do, and I'll try and overlay a bit on the video where I'm doing this with the gun, you basically pull the lever to open, and you just tilt your gun while the box magazine in the gun, you just tilt the gun upside down, and it basically gets this top chamber here to feed into the bottom chamber here. And you can do this a few times. So because this chamber's bigger, every time you run out of rounds in the top, you just open the door, turn it upside down, it fills the chamber again. It can get a bit annoying, but like I say, I can see why they've done this to make it more reliable. And then when you run out, you just push the lever on the door, open the door up, turn the gun over, and you got like another, say, 1,000 rounds to go. So I didn't find it a massive issue on the day when I was using it, like I said, but what we're going to do is you're going to pop this cover back on here, and if you are using sort of your chain link 556 to make it look a little bit more realistic, it is easier to fit these with the back plate off, because you just slide it on this piece here. You can do it without, but you have to sort of feed it down, and then with the side open you have to kind of like push it over like that, and you'll feel it click eventually. It does, but it's a little bit more difficult. So you just want to take the back off, slide your chain link over, and then you're ready to go. And then we'll just pop this down. We'll make sure the door is perfectly aligned in the little recess where it sits. And this system that they've used as well means that once you take that back plate off, you can pretty much access all of the components in the box magazine. Whereas if you're using like your 249 box magazines, you take the plate off, you have to undo the screws, you have to pull the whole system out the side, and then you can work on it. And like I say, they're still using those small little motors that in my opinion don't seem to meet the requirements. So they have made some improvements with this box magazine, and it comes in the box with the gun, where some branded like 249s or LMGs and such, I'm not really too I'm going to go into different manufacturers, but they don't always come with the box magazine. So like your 249s, for example, will come with a M4 high cap magazine that's fed from the side, and then your box magazine is another expense. They're normally about £80 to £100 depending on where you get them from. Some retailers and wholesalers are including them as a thing that comes with the gun now, which is good, because let's face it, you're buying a support gun, you want a box magazine, you don't want to be running high caps all day, unless it's easier for yourself. But the great thing about the Trident LMG as well is if you are in, say, sort of a more of a milsim esque type game, and you're out and you're away from where, you know, the safe zone is and all your bits and pieces, and you do run out of rounds in your box magazine, you can just nab an M4 high cap, mid cap, depending what the game rules are, off your teammates, or you can carry a couple of mid caps in your kit, and that way you can go on using the LMG as like your normal M4. So just pop the side back on there. It's a nice strong fit, and that's the box mag back together. Now if I just quickly grab the LMG, so you're running your box magazine, like I said, for some reason your box mag's empty, you're in a milsim, you've got access to some M4 mid caps, M4 mid cap in there, and it still doesn't look like a bag gun at all. I love the styling that they've done on the front there. So that's it for today's video. I hope I've cleared up a few questions that we've been getting. If you do have any more questions on the Krytac series, the LMGs, specific models, or Krytac on a whole, just give us a message, give us an email, send a message over to the Facebook page, or comment on this video below. If you have enjoyed what we've done here and you think we do a good job, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot, and then what it does, it gives us the incentive to keep making these videos for you, and I hope we're doing it to as professional as we can be. But thanks for tuning in. Like I say, you want any more videos, just give us a shout and I'll keep babbling that on, but you know, you request them, we'll do them. It's as simple as that. But thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube for further updates. We've got a lot of builds in the motions as well in regards to the M700 project we've just announced today on the Facebook page and Instagram. That's a nice commission that's come in. We're going to do some nice things with that. And to keep up to date on the Femme Fatale Octa Arms build that we're doing, we've got a new stock system coming out for the Honey Badger Octa Arms series, that being the Aries one, which the Octa Arms Honey Badgers have a very, very small space in the stock, so you can't really get as big a battery in there. Now we're producing our own stocks, our own stock extensions, so if you want to run bigger batteries, it's going to be just what you need. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.